Just going to, okay. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our conversation about the Nikken choice. My name is Maggie McKee, and I'm an independent Nikken consultant from the west coast of Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia, to be exact. And sharing with me today in this conversation are two of my friends and colleagues, Gregg from Victoria, BC, and Connie Iwanycki.
That's right.
from Montreal, Quebec. So welcome to you guys. So what we're talking about today is the Nikken choice, and we three have made the Nikken choice. So what we're doing in this conversation is talking about how we came to that decision, how we chose active wellness and collaborative entrepreneurship, and what those mean, so that people who are watching or listening can do their background research to see if this is a fit for them, because we obviously are a little bit biased on the yes side since we've been involved for quite a while, each of us. So if you look at the screen here, we are talking about business owners and every age, every gender, every background. So it's a very level playing field. Anybody can be involved. The most important thing is passion. So I'm going to try and get my screen to cooperate here and move ahead. There we go. Okay. So active wellness really is more than just exercise and fitness. I was at a business training this morning, and the speaker had lost, I think he said 35 pounds since January. And somebody asked him what his secret was. He said, well, there is no secret: diet and exercise. And I find that interesting, that that's the paradigm that most people think about when they think about health and wellness in North America. Nikken, which is a Japanese company which launched in 1975, came into the wellness world. Well, actually, they brought the word wellness to North America with a holistic approach to life in general. The business is not just the financial pillar. It's about helping people, educating people about a holistic approach to life that includes a healthy mind, because we know that our mindset and how we think really does affect every area of our life. It's about having a healthy body, and the Nikken Wellness Home Technologies address that in spades, and we'll be sharing our experiences around that. It also affects family. It's very important. I just came from my grandson's grade 7 graduation. Now, if I were working in a traditional job like I was before when I was a tenured professor, it would have been very difficult, if not impossible, for me to get away for 4 hours to drive to his school, be part of this ceremony, stay for the after bit, and come home. So I'm really, really grateful that I have the freedom that I have. It's also about contributing to society. I really believe that the way we are changing the world, the most effective way, I believe, is through business like ours, business that is based on this kind of approach, business that is really based on collaboration and teamwork, and just creating a better life for people who are looking for something beyond what they're doing now. So, Gregg, maybe we'll start with you. And I know you are very familiar with the 5 pillars of health. You use this in your other work as well as in your Nikken career. So what do you say about this, and how has this been a big part of your life?
Well, Maggie, I love that philosophy of the 5 pillars of health, and Nikken introduced me to that concept and that philosophy. And I've integrated it into my life, into business practices in areas of coaching and counseling and therapy and clinical psychologies and a whole range of different things. The 5 pillars, learning about the 5 pillars helped me to become a better person, to help me in my life. And I use it as a guiding post, so to speak, to help me add to the life of others and individuals and myself. And keeping that in front of mind of what the 5 pillars are: a healthy mind, a healthy body, healthy family and relationships, a healthy society and community, and healthy finances, and everything in their proper balance, and everything in balance working together harmoniously. Before Nikken, when I was working in the corporate world, I was putting a lot of time and effort in. I was having, I was started to have some physical challenges. During the physical challenges, and prior to the physical challenges, I was really focused on the financial pillar. And then the physical challenges with lower back issues came into play. And 3 to 5 times a year, I'd be unable to walk. And other times I'd have to use a cane sometimes. I spent years looking for options until Nikken was introduced to me. And within 4 months of Nikken coming in, I was able to avoid surgery, get off some medications I was on, get rid of the cane. They'd said I'd never play golf. I started playing golf a number of years after that. And my life got better and better. Avoiding surgery, that's a pretty cool thing for me. I really appreciated that, being orientated towards holistic and natural approaches to health and well-being. So that's a little bit there, Maggie, and there's more I can share if you like as well, but I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we'll get into more as we go through the conversation, but Connie, what brought you into Nikken, and how does the 5 pillars fit in your life?
Well, actually, I always believed in also natural approaches. And unfortunately, I had an appendix attack at 60 years old, pretty much. And as I was recuperating, I thought of a friend who had this gadget on a golf course that used to use it to help her relax. And I called up this friend to ask her where I could procure one of these things. It's one of these little gadgets that does wonders for your relaxation. And I rubbed it around my scar tissue. I rubbed it around my sore points, as everyone knows who can't get out of bed for a while. It did wonders for me. And so I became I was a good customer. Then I became a consultant because I figured, wow, this is great. Why don't I share it with other people? And you know what? I mean, that the company is amazing, which is why I joined, which is their beliefs that Gregg just spoke about. It really was great for our relationships, the mind and the body and the finances and society. The whole thing was good for other people other than me. What made me go full-fledged ahead was recently when my sister, who had challenges, again, it's a product, but she did have challenges after brain surgery due to a stage 4 cancer. And she used one of our products as well, you know, like they imitate the Earth's energy. And she stopped taking her antihistamines, which she was left with after the surgery, and she stopped taking her migraine medication. I mean, what more did I need to share it with others? And you know, it's just so rewarding. It's such a gratifying business.
That's great. Well, my story is similar. I came in because I'd had 30 years of chronic pain that was affecting every pillar of my life. By the time I got home from work, I was a tenured professor. I really didn't have much left for the family. And I did volunteer as a hospice worker, but it was tough because I was in so much discomfort and my energy was not what it could be. So it was just a godsend to me because, like you, Gregg, I wanted to do something that was holistic. I had to have surgery, and that, you know, was a gruesome experience. I still had the pain after the surgery, even though they did stabilize my back. I didn't want to take medication. I don't do medication, and anytime I have even taken, you know, an Advil or anything like that, it just doesn't sit right with me. So I was just over the moon when my best friend introduced me to this concept that she'd been introduced to as a healthcare professional. She got relief from a hip and back pain that she'd had for 8 years. And she was astounded because she said, we didn't study this in medical school. And that's one of the challenges that we have sometimes educating people here in North America, because often people will say, well, if this is so good, why isn't our doctor telling us about this? And my response is, I wish they were, because we need to educate the medical system as well, that there are complementary things that don't take away from allopathic medicine. They can be used in conjunction with, like Connie, you needed an appendectomy, right? That was a life-saving procedure, right? So like you both, I got such amazing relief. 30 years of chronic pain totally gone in 3 months. I felt morally obliged to share this with other people. So that's when I really made a concerted effort to develop this as a business, part-time, very part-time, because I was very busy. And just in the cracks of time that I had, because I was passionate, just like you guys, you know, I had better ears. Somehow it improved my listening skills. I found other people who, like us, were looking for something that was natural, that could give us relief, that didn't have side effects other than good benefits. And so I built a business that way, full-time working as a professor and part-time, very part-time as a Nikken consultant. And within 3 years, I was able to walk away from my college position and say, I'm out of here, because you know what I really wanted? This whole 5 pillars of health made it really clear to me that working in a job, for me anyway, was not giving me the freedom and the creative expression that I wanted to have in my life. So it was a big step. It was scary to walk away from a tenured position and all those, those benefits, but I have never regretted that decision, because I have a life now that is more in balance and continuing to become richer and richer in each of those areas. And, somebody asked me not too long ago, well, are you going to retire? And I said, no. I grew up on a farm. Farmers don't retire, for one thing. So that's a foreign word to me. And why would I retire from something that I'm so passionate about? Retire means to me that you're tired of something, and I'm not tired of this. So it's just been an honor to be with Nikken all these years and to help so many people find the light and the hope that they were looking for. And it's not always just in the body pillar. I've had people who've come into Nikken because they are so stressed financially. And we're going to look at some of those factors today in this conversation, because it is about that particular pillar more than the others. So, even when I was teaching at the college, one of the courses I taught to the business students was stress management. And it's long been known, and not just in general knowledge, but in medical fields, that stress is the major contributor to almost every illness that we have. So what creates stress? Oh my goodness, you just have to, I drove back from a city that's about 45 minutes south of here. And I thought to myself, as I was driving in that rush hour traffic, if I had to do that every day, I would absolutely be so stressed by the time I got home. It's just crazy out there. It's probably the same in Montreal, right, Connie? And I don't know about Victoria. That's a little smaller, Gregg, but I'm sure you have traffic stress there as well. But just everything, if you read this list quickly, I'm not going to read it out to you because you're all capable of looking at the list and seeing the things and knowing what relates in your life, or maybe in the life of somebody you know. It could be your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, somebody who is feeling stressed in any of those areas. And, we look at the financial part of that. I remember Zig Ziglar used to tell us that people say money's not important. He said, but it's kind of like oxygen. When you don't have any, it becomes really, really important. Or if you don't have enough even. So if people don't have enough money to have the kind of lifestyle that they want to have for themselves and their family, that is extremely stressful, and it stresses all those 5 pillars. We're fortunate in Canada. We have a healthcare system that I think is absolutely unbeatable. But there are a lot of countries that we're in where there isn't that kind of healthcare protection, and people really, really get into huge stress and debt from health issues. And just the general cost of living is rising all the time, and it's getting more and more expensive to live anywhere, not just in Vancouver, which is an extremely expensive city. But other factors, the loss of employment. Jobs are, almost a thing of the past, it seems, at least jobs that have any kind of pension or any, benefits that are going to give people a long-term career. And education expenses. A lot of people have to go back to school to retool. Most people at my age don't have enough savings for retirement. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what our business plan allows you to create in a short period of time related to savings and benefits. And also taxes. We all pay taxes, and we all know that can be an extremely stressful thing for people if they haven't planned for it. So what do? We want to let people know that as Nikken consultants, our purpose is to help others choose this lifestyle that we've chosen and help them live that life in balance, because we believe so strongly, because we've lived in a wellness home for so long, and we see the benefits to ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, that every home needs to be a wellness home. I don't even think it should be an option. I think it should be required. If every home was a wellness home in Canada, Health Canada would, they would have to bow down and kiss us, because we would be saving the country so much money in terms of what we're able to prevent. So our business needs to be simple because we are working with people who are already busy. So our job is basically to share this with people, support our customers, and create a business team so that people can enjoy the benefits of belonging to a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who are focused on that philosophy of the 5 pillars of health. So in order to make the system work for people, it's like a franchise. We call this every people's franchise because it's not $100,000 to get started in Nikken. It's a very minimal investment, and it's really just an investment in yourself as a Nikken customer. Once you experience the benefits yourself, like Connie did, you're thinking, gosh, I know people who would use this. So it's a simple process to change your account from customer to consultant, and then have all the benefits of this home-based business, including the tax benefits. So once you, and you're already probably doing this, once you have your own product experience, you're sharing and promoting the product anyway. So the products are absolutely life-changing. The business opportunity is such an education for me in terms of how I think if everybody had this style of business, which was cooperative and collaborative, we would be changing the world much more rapidly, because we are cause-oriented. It's not about the money. Yes, the money comes, but it's really, we're part of a movement or a cause called Humans Being More. So our job is to connect people who are interested to the part of Nikken that interests them. If they're interested in the products, but they don't want to look at the business at this point, we connect them that way. If they already see that they want a business, we help them get started that way, and we do lots of great training and support. The part I like about this business is it doesn't have any of the icky parts that I would think a traditional business has, you know, like employees and shipping and invoicing and all those things. Nikken looks after all of that. They take the money, they ship the product directly to the customer. We don't have to have any inventory. I just have products that I use in my wellness home and that I have for people to experience when they come over. And then on the 15th of every month, Nikken rewards us, says thank you, by putting money in our bank account. And that comes from a variety of sources, which we'll see in a minute. So just looking at this, sharing the active wellness concept to create wealth. Greg, what's your experience with this process? How do people get that this is a simple process, and is it easy to coach them to create what they want?
Great question, Maggie. You know, one of the things I think is really key, and that you've identified it a couple of different ways, is that when people have a result, they want to help, and they want to help other people who have issues and things that are going on. So our process is very easy. It's sharing and caring and being interested in adding and contributing to other individuals. You know, the whole 5 pillars encompasses all of that. That's just a huge gift within itself, is that concept. But as you share and promote benefits and offer individuals choices and options, you know, asking questions and find out how we can best help individuals through just a conversation, keeping your ears open, as you already mentioned. A whole variety of those kinds of things come into play, and it makes it really easy for us, because people can even order directly. They can have their own direct access to online portals, their shopping carts. They can explore, they can receive updates and a variety of different things in the best way for them, and everyone has different options in that, and Nikken rewards us along the way. And I love that statement. You know, Nikken wants to give you some money. They want you to help other people. They want to pay you for that. We might as well let them by just sharing the good things that we do and that we have available to help others, and giving people those options and let them decide for themselves.
Exactly. And for me, as you know, somebody who's a long-term Nikken business developer, that makes the coaching so much easier because that system is in place. And Connie, what if people say no? You know, if people say, no, I don't want these products, do you pack up your bags and go home, or how do you deal with that, what some people would call rejection?
Well, we're faced with rejection every day, obviously, no matter what we're doing. With Nikken, I think it just has so much more to offer. And how can anyone say no without seeing exactly what the company is? So I like to take them through a little bit more than what they've seen, connect them with someone else, one of my uplines, or a video or whatever. There's so many good tools for us to use, and that makes the business simple as well. So yeah, that really works well. And a no is never really a no. A no is like maybe, or I don't have time right now, and you know, we can go back, and all of a sudden it's a whole changed new world.
Timing is everything, isn't it? Sometimes people just, they
Absolutely.
can't identify a need until, and I think it's pretty typical North American. We tend to wait till things are broken before we decide to look for a solution. But, you know, somebody who says, no, I sleep really well, I don't need a sleep system, you know, a month later, they could have had an accident or something happened, they're more stressed and they're not sleeping, so we can offer them a solution. Because that's really what we are, as solution offerers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we give people the gift, and it's really a very rewarding concept, because it's really never about trying to convince people. It's about educating those that are looking for solutions. So let's just look at the simple business plan. We have this little saying called teach 3 to reach 3, because this is an exponential business. It doesn't just rely on your efforts. You have leverage as you build a team. But everybody begins, you know, as a customer, and then if they choose to upgrade to become a consultant, they can do that very easily. And what we encourage people to do is to create a small business center, if you like, where each month through your business, 500 points, $500 of sales are happening. Now, I don't know of any business in the traditional business world that could make a profit on $500 a month. That wouldn't even cover overhead in most cases. We have, because we work from home, our overhead is low, but that's just our starting point. Creating that successful business center for ourselves, and having at least 5 regular customers who want to purchase products month after month after month. And it might have to have 20 customers to have 5 who do that every month. Whatever it takes, we want you to develop that base for a couple of reasons. One, because there are lots of rewards for doing that, financial and other rewards that Nikken offers, but it's also the starting point for you to show others how to do that. And we're going to see how that plays out on the next slide. So out of that customer group, you're going to find people like Connie, people like Gregg, people like me, who say, hey, I want to share this with other people. So that's what we call the partnering up part of that. So let's see what happens in terms of dollars when we build this team of entrepreneurs, this teach 3 to reach 3. So I'm the first point of entry, so I create my 500 points, my customers, and I find 3 people who want to build a business, who want to be collaborative entrepreneurs with me. And then I teach them to reach 3 people themselves. And so that plays out. So it's myself plus 3 is 4, and those 3 have 9 more. So that's 27 plus, well, anyway, it works out to 39 people. I've done the math. So by the time you have those 3 levels, you have 39 people who are doing that minimum of 500 points month after month after month. We don't even have to worry about the rank advancements. They happen by extension of building that model. And as an example, just at that modest level, which people have done in less than a month, some people have taken longer, it doesn't really matter how long it takes you, as long as you keep that focus on what you want, what your dreams are, and why you're doing this. So you can create that $1,300 US ongoing every month from that model. Now, if you wanted to have $1,300 coming in from investments in your portfolio at 5%, do you know how much you'd have to have invested in order to make $1,300 a month? Anybody have that off the top of their head? I figured the math out so I can tell you, but it's over $500,000. You have to accumulate $500,000 in your portfolio in order to have this kind of income every month at 5%. So that's pretty amazing. And then look what happens when those people also repeat that teach 3 to reach 3 to the next level. You automatically move up to the next leadership level, and your income almost doubles. And this is without any of the other things that you're going to see on the next page. This is just based on that 500-point business system. And then it goes on to the next level, and you can see that the income becomes exponential, as do the numbers of entrepreneurs. And that's just based on that very simple, if each of those did 500 points a month. So I love the simplicity of it. I love being able to show people what that looks like. So Gregg, what's your favorite in all of these ways that Nikken rewards us? What do you really resonate with on this page?
Well, that's a neat question, Maggie. There's so many of them that I enjoy and I benefit from. You know, one of the things I really do, I'm going to answer the question maybe in a different way.
Okay.
I love meaningful income. So meaningful income covers all of those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So to have meaningful income, to me, that means I'm being of service, I'm being of benefit and adding value to individuals that are out there. And that's what I get to do through Nikken. I get to help individuals in addressing whatever of those 5 pillars that they really want to be focused on, what's important for them, to help them create that. So through retail sales, and it's great when somebody just wants to purchase a product. I had some people buy some products today, and because they're getting results and they're having some benefits, and it's helping them along the way. Nikken's got the cash bonuses that come into play as rewards, and I've received those, and I take those and I'll utilize those to even to purchase additional products that I can use for demonstration or loan, or even to donate to individuals. And I love our donation side that comes in sort of in areas as well. The reward points, lifestyle bonuses. I've had a number of Nikken cars over my career with Nikken. I enjoy traveling, and I enjoy meeting neat people, and the camaraderie and the support that we have and working together. So they all have terrific benefits and rewards tied in there. Thank you.
Yeah, so Connie, maybe you can address the leadership bonus. How do people get to have leadership bonuses? What does that mean?
Well, once you build up your team, then you get recognized and thank you by Nikken. And I can't really go much into detail about that. I need your help on that, Maggie.
Well, that's the cool thing. You don't need to know how it works to benefit, right, Connie? You just know that you want to build a team and support them.
It just comes in. But what I could tell you, what I'd like to share with you, as you know, is Nikken is such a well-established company. I mean, 5A Dun & Bradstreet is the highest level you can get. Mm-hmm. And in my previous career, I was over 25 years in my own sales agency. And with my group, we created like millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I didn't have much money in my pocket at the end. It just gets eaten up with all of your expenses. So with Nikken, all of these bonuses and cash and everything is like, wow, we don't have anything to take off of it.
True, especially when Nikken pays us to fly to conventions, when we just focus on the business, and if we're doing the business, we end up being rewarded because we've earned one of those incentives. Like I went to Japan, all expenses paid for 10 days. That was just a mind blower for me. I love that. And Mexico a couple of times, and I know we're all going to Orlando in October. So yeah, it's a fabulous compensation plan, and you don't need to know all the nitty-gritty details unless you choose to. We can teach those to you as well, but they're not necessary. You're just out there doing what we're talking about, teaching 3 to reach 3. And basically, Gregg, your comment about meaningful income is so spot on, because to me, and we've heard this expression from many Nikken consultants, every dollar we earn represents someone benefiting from the Nikken Wellness Home technology. So that's a huge, huge bonus. So it's, helping people have better, healthier lives and live longer. So there's just so many opportunities here to do what you want. If you choose to move from customer and you want to share your experience, you can do this part-time like I did in the cracks of time for 3 years. And then once I decided that this was a solid, not just a career income replacement from my previous career, but something with an upside and a potential that I could never find in teaching, and the freedom. That's the biggest bonus for me. So when I moved that full-time entrepreneur and looked at, one of the things that really appealed to me when I first joined Nikken too, because family is such an important pillar for me, is that this is a willable business. I'm going to build this business till the day I die, and I am going to will it to whoever in my family decides that they want to, be trained and follow this example and have this kind of career. So I'm really excited about that, because it means that, when I stop teaching, that's the end. My family doesn't really get to benefit from any of that. But with this, it's something that can be a legacy, and I really like that concept. So comments from you guys on the difference between part-time, full-time, and what choices people have?
I think whatever works for the individual, and many individuals start off as a casual part-time and they move into it full-time. Some of us maintain our careers as we're sort of have multiple full-time businesses. Mm-hmm. I think I could say that would be me, because I love all the things that I do, because they're adding value and benefit for individuals, and how many things can all integrate together. So it becomes a choice and an option, and a lot of people will grow and evolve into what's best for them along the way. And it's available and open there for everybody, whatever's best.
Thank you. That's a great summary, Gregg. How about you, Connie? Anything you want to add before we close the conversation today?
I think Gregg summed it up just wonderfully. It's just great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. And I hope that as you show this to people, show the recording to people, that they will benefit like we have today. I always benefit from doing this, so I'm hoping that it brings benefit for you as well. So we'll sign off and see you on the Nikken Highway.